We're now going to review setting up your event types for each venue. Please make sure that you've gone through your guest configurations before you proceed with this step, as well apply your guest types per event. You're going to navigate to the venue you're setting up. So that's the venue tab. If you have multiple venues, click on the one you want to work with. And then event types. So by clicking on the venue, it opens up your venue submenu, and here's where we find event types. So this is where you're defining the event types that are allowed at your venue. So this will be the list that when you're creating an event and you assign the event type, what you choose from. These are also your options that will be available for the drop-downs on your external forms. So like your inquiry form, when you say, what's your event type? These are the event names that will be pulled through to that drop-down, or that you can apply to that drop-down, I should say. So if you look at the options, there are numerous event types. Okay, so they're pretty much general, nothing specific. It's the same list for all of our venues. So that's why you don't see anything that might be a specific brand name for your venue. So once you choose the type, you're going to set your defaults. Now these defaults can be overridden per event, but we're just wanting to start off on a default under standard settings, so you don't have to make those settings every single time. So for a wedding, allow additional evening guests? Yes. So that means the evening guest list will be turned on. Tasting, by default, yes. Use guest list, no. Use estimate. I actually want to turn that to yes. Add individual guests. So no use estimate means there will not be a full guest list. The couple or customer will simply say, there will be 40 people there. Using the guest list, they'll actually add in the names, be able to say who's allergic to soy, who's a vegetarian, and this will also give them access to the seating plan. So you do need to have a guest list in order to have a seating plan. The allowed guest types. So this is where you'll define which guest types are allowed for this event type. You can remove ones that aren't applied. So we see here in the corporate event, we've taken off children and infants. Now background color. This is so this is an optional step, if you want the event type on your main Sunnis calendar to be a different color. So if you want weddings, so in this case, the weddings will be pink and corporate events will be blue. If you do not apply colors here, then your venue color as assigned in your venue configurations, so venue general, that color will be used for all of your events. So this is a tool if you want to apply color for specific event types. So the background color, text color, with all of our color pickers, you can add hex code or you can choose what you want. Now we have gratuity disabled for this. Please check out the gratuity video if you want to learn more about your gratuity options. Auto convert charges into invoices is no, and allow bar section is yes. So please note I've had auto convert invoices on corporate as yes. So with Sunnis, our charges stay as charges until they're paid. Once they're paid, they convert to an invoice. That's our default procedure. However, for your corporate clients or your B2B transactions, you may need to raise invoices before the charge is paid. Please talk to your accounting team to consider tax implications. As to that is why our defaults are as they are. So with the weddings, it's typically an individual. So you're not implicated for taxes or you are implicated for taxes once the invoice is raised. And you don't want to have to pay taxes on money you haven't received. So that's why we do not raise the invoice until they've paid. However, with B2B, it's different. So you may want to raise that invoice sooner. Plus, there's many corporates who won't pay on a charge. They do require an invoice. So you can have that auto convert. There'll be an unpaid invoice for that charge 60 days before the due date of that charge. And please check out our financial videos to learn more about these transactions. And then the bar section, this is where the event management section, where the customer will say if they are having a cash bar, or if they're putting any money behind the bar, or maybe you even have the option of a dry bar. If you don't want bar management as part of the event, you can turn it off. So I have it off for my corporate events, but I've left it on for my weddings. If you want to go through, make sure you have all the events that you want, that you're approved for your venue, and hit save, and then you can proceed.